Hey everybody, welcome back to Jordan Lee Tarot. So I have two oracle decks for today. We have the Inner Child Oracle cards and the Wisdom of the Oracle. And yes, that is just that worn off. I have used this deck, I don't even know how many years now. So it's barely hanging on. Okay, let's check in and see what the cards have to say. Flow with the rhythm. Get lost in the rhythm of movement today. I've never actually seen that card come out of this deck before. So that's fun and exciting. Set boundaries, claim your power, and know your value today. I love that visual. Okay. So there's something about setting boundaries is going to be helpful in this situation, whatever we are talking about. Maybe this is a situation that will require this of you. There are many, many reasons why you would want to set really good, healthy boundaries. I believe that any good, healthy relationship, whether it be a parent and a child and a parent at varying ages, requires boundary setting. I think that friendships, roommates, partnerships, marriages, co-workers, these relationships all require boundaries. When you have good boundaries and you can hold yourself in a safe place, it makes more people around you feel comfortable. Now, boundary setting does not have to mean aggression. It just means firm. No, I will not accept that. No, I don't want to be around that. It's kind of like, if people around you are speaking ill of someone and you're just like, I'm not going to stand for this, right? Or just being around people who gossip. I don't want to be around that. There's no need for me to hear anything about someone else without them telling me, right? Just behaviors that you're not going to tolerate. That's a setting of a boundary. You know what? Don't talk like that around me. Or maybe I'll just walk away. Maybe that's better. But these are the types of things where when you learn how to set boundaries well and firm, but with love, people trust you. So, yeah, take no BS, but be really nice about it. All right. So, what's popping through with the wisdom of the oracle is breathe. Oh, I love this. And community. Okay. So, you are not going to build healthy partnership, relationship, work environments without boundaries. I think this is talking about really, really beautiful, healthy, flowing um, setting of boundaries in whatever community you are involved in. So, that's a beautiful message. I'm blowing my own mind with this reading right now. That is beautiful. Um, again, when you learn how to set healthy, proper boundaries, it really helps people trust you. They're like, oh, this person knows what they want, knows what they will accept, knows the kind of environment they want to be a part of, and knows what energy they want to be around, right? This is important to know. And I want to dig into this more. This is a great initial message, but I feel like there's more to it. So I'm gonna tap in, see what comes through. All right. This is talking about big transformational change in your life. New life and observer. So I think this is almost like an encouragement from spirit to set proper, healthy, firm, loving boundaries and see how your life changes. Actually, watch as the transformation occurs. And then you're going to go, wow, wow, my life is a whole lot better. And of course, the people that are going to challenge you or push the boundaries that you have in place for yourself, obviously, they are not someone that you need to be around. So keep that in mind. I've realized that there are beautiful, wonderful people that are going to match you and align with you everywhere. as someone who has recently moved 3,000 miles and then moved, another, 300 miles away from where I was living originally. Um, there are beautiful people everywhere. There are people that will form community with you everywhere. And it's amazing how wonderful people are when you gently, lovingly show them how you want to be treated. Show them who you are, right? But still keeping things for yourself. And when I say privacy, I don't mean like, you know, a big gated kind of keep out sign or something like that. I just mean there are things that you're not going to share with your neighbor about your life, unless you're like deeper friends than that. But the point is, even with your deepest, most wonderful friendships, there might be parts of you that you don't share with your friend. Some people do like to do a share all with their, with their best friend. But I think there are always parts of ourselves that we're going to sorry, hold within ourselves, and maybe only share with our partner, or maybe not even share with our partner. So there's something in this about only spirit, right? Only source is going to be that person that fully knows you. So don't feel like you need to share all of yourself with everybody. And I don't mean to say this as in like, don't be kind, don't share of yourself. But I think that this reading is for people who have had difficulty with the setting of proper boundaries. This could be in a marriage and the partner does not know that they're pushing your boundaries because you're not telling them. And if you wait too long, then that big blow up happens. Then there's a huge fight. I'm hearing gentle and firm and nip it in the bud. So when something bothers you, say it right away. Say it gently, but say it firm so that people understand, hey, this is important to me. So that's what I'm getting. And there's this beautiful, beautiful new experience of life that you're going to get. This could actually be a whole new life, because trust me, when you set boundaries, the people in your life that are not honoring you are going to show themselves very quickly. But that might allow you to kind of do a cleaning of house and create those new relationships with new people. I think we're very afraid of starting over. And I've started over so many damn times, I can't even count anymore. But it's put me in a place where everybody in my life right now is a beautiful reflection of how much I love myself. They treat me well. They want what's best for me. I want what's best for them. It's a reciprocal relationship, friendship. And it's really, really beautiful. So coming from, moving from my area that I've grown up my whole life and moving across the country, I was afraid I wasn't going to meet the right people. And I have consistently met the right people. And some of those people I had to move back out of my circle. And some of those people I'm just not around because I moved again. But the right ones, when you're tuned in to who you are and what you want, and you might not know right away, you might just feel something like, ooh, that didn't feel good. Pay attention to it. It's something within you going, ooh, a boundary was breached. So this isn't like understanding that, no, I will not, tolerate someone smoking near me, or I will not tolerate someone wearing red pants near me. I don't know. This is more about paying attention to the things that feel off when you experience them in your everyday life, and then feeling through that with discernment. I think discernment is like the most powerful tool, right? Feeling through discernment and then starting to recognize, hey, this isn't something that I want in my life, or I've given it some time to unfold and it feels icky. Then it's time to set a boundary and or move on. Practice freedom. Release the weight of judgment and don't judge yourself for these experiences. Just honor the fact that you're feeling something and you're going to say something. If you feel something, say something. But I think that this is, I think this is a reading for people pleasers, if I'm being honest. And I have gotten to the point where um, I really, truly don't care what people think of me because I've been through so much shit in the deep, dark corners of my mind and my life where no one was there for me but me and my dog, but no one else. And so it develops this like superpower where you're like, that's fine. If you don't like me, I'm not your cup of tea. You don't like the boundaries I'm setting, that's okay. There is the door. Okay. The price of admittance to my life and my energy went up, or have parameters that you don't want to abide by. This is a free uh, will choice experience. Go be free somewhere else, away from me. Right. And again, that might sound a little bit dismissive, but what I'm talking about is aligning with those better options. I had a reading the other day about aligning with better options, aligning to a point where you know yourself so well that source is going to give you better options. They're going to be like, all right, they're tapping in. They know what they want. They know the energy of what they want. Now we're going to give them physical options. And we're going to make the options really, really good, where they have to pick even deeper into what they want, right? And that's that job that might pay really well, but there's one job that pays a little less, but you get more time at home with your family or with your friends or to travel. And that's something you've been wanting to do. So you actually take your discernment and that better option and you go, I'm going to take the job that pays a little bit less, but I have to work half as much. That's a powerful realization. And that's like boundary setting in your own life with the, letting in what options work for you too. So understand every choice you make is just going to guide you either more in alignment, more in attunement with that higher self, or it's going to lead you away. It's that simple. So, okay. 2 more cards. Soulmates. That's cute. Let's clarify that soulmates card. I'm not getting an actual relationship reading on this, not with a separate person, but I think this is a general call to observe the people in your life. So I don't think this is necessarily romantic, but it obviously is a very important choice who you choose to be your partner. It's one of the most important choices you're ever going to make. Who am I going to wake up next to every morning? Are they going to go, ew, morning breath, even though we both have it? Or are they just going to laugh and pull up the covers over their lips and kiss you that way? Right? Which option do you want? I don't know about you, but I think that silliness paired with a lifetime partner is a really great combination because life is insane. And if you have someone that you can laugh with, it makes it a hell of a lot easier to go through the really hard stuff that life is just going to throw at you. Being a human in a body, you experience the hardships of being human, right? They're unavoidable. It's not like you're making bad choices. It's just things happen as you exist in this world. So, someone who is going to honor your boundaries and laugh with you is really, really important. But I think this soulmate card is a soul family card. So, this could be friendships, this could be coworkers. This is really, really important. And it's interesting. I find that people who have really wonderful partnerships, like they've been with their partner for 10 years, they're loving, they're supportive, they tend to have a lot of issues at work with like their coworkers or their boss, or they're in a job where they're a giver and they're just being sucked dry of their love and empathy. And then I see the opposite, where people who normally have a lot of trouble in relationships normally have some sort of very fulfilling career, really great colleagues, clients that they work with. So I think it's a matter of everyone is going to experience the need to set boundaries. But maybe it's a good idea to kind of assess the people in your life right now, not in an overly clinical way, but in a how do these people make me feel after I've been in their presence kind of way. And I'm not talking about a one off where your best friend just like complains the whole time you guys hang out. Everyone's allowed to have an off day. But the pattern overall, what is that in the relationship that you're assessing? And those soul partnerships are going to lift you up. They're going to encourage you. They're going to um, help you either get to where you want to be or help you regulate your nervous system. Because I love a friend who is there to help me as an accountability partner and hustle, but I'm also there for a friend who is totally capable of just like sitting there and laughing with me for hours. Both are valuable. So I think this is just a call to assess the people in your life and make sure that you're meeting your soul family because they want to meet you. And it's been a really beautiful thing to see like-minded souls come together because there's certain sparks of energy that happen when you are meeting your soul family that just don't happen otherwise. Think about people that you've been in many lifetimes with, people that you fought next to in battle, people whose children um, or people who you helped birth their child as a midwife in a past life, or that you had children together, or that was a life partner in another life. And being with these people, again, it sparks something deeper and more wondrous. So, not to say that you won't need to set boundaries in soul partnerships too, because each time we reincarnate in a different role, it plays out differently each time. And that is the hardest part, right? Setting boundaries with the people that we love. But I think that'll improve your relationships that are meant to stand the test of time anyway. So, very important. Let your inner child, let your inner wild child run forth. Let me clarify that. Okay. Be still. Cultivate a space of stillness and silence to just be. So, this to me, I love this. Okay. There's two, I'm not going to say opposing energies. These two energies together to me balance one another out. Be still, let yourself run free. I think this is that need to be collaborative but hold boundaries. I think that's more what these cards are saying. It's not the traditional meanings that I'm seeing here, but there is a balance. Sometimes you're going to need to compromise, but sometimes you're going to want to say, that does not work for me. I'm sorry. We need to think of something else. And so that's a powerful energy when you're balanced within these two energies: the movement, the stillness, the action, and we'll call it introspection. That's a good way to say that. Introspection versus inspired action. So that is the reading that I'm getting for today. I really hope this reading had value for you. Sorry if I keep hitting the microphone. I forget it's here and my hands I talk with my hands. I'm very Italian in that way. But I really, really want to say that if there are people pleasers watching this video, I'm here to tell you that once you start setting boundaries in a gentle, loving, but firm way, your life will drastically, drastically improve. And there's like these layers to the boundary setting where it's like people that maybe you don't really care that much about, a stranger. Hey, stand back. I need more space. That's pretty easy. But if it's like your boss or it's your grown child, right, that keeps pushing boundaries or coming over to your house and taking things without asking, that's harder to set those boundaries. But that's why, this new life is available where you can have a better relationship, a better partnership with that person because they understand, like, hey, this person's holding the line, has value, has boundaries and lines they need to draw for their own life, and allows the other person to pull back, contemplate, and then you move forward together and compromise. So I think we're going to see a lot more soul partnerships that require some tweaking with boundary setting. And that's good. More nuanced, a little more difficult life lessons, but it's very powerful stuff. And then it'll lead these soul partnerships and, um, soul families that are working together with their own curriculum for the Earth school that we exist in. They have their own curriculum and they're working together in an even more aligned way because those boundaries and that beautiful respect for one another is in place. So, all right. I will talk to you guys later. I am going to try to get one more reading done, and then I'm going to be gone for a few days, and I may or may not be able to post. I'm just not sure. I have a busy work schedule, and when I go back to the East Coast, it's normally just because I have a lot of work lined up in a very short amount of time. So we'll see. But I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. If this reading had value, maybe share it with someone, and always like the video, share the video, just help this little channel grow and share the wisdom and the knowledge. All right.